Welcome to Callbacks, where 6 Austin-based actors compete for the lead role in an upcoming short film, as well as a cash prize. 3 rounds, 4 judges, 1 winner. This is Callbacks. I'm Shilava, the director, producer, and one of the judges of today's show. Today's actors will perform sides from the upcoming short comedy, The Interview, written by our first script competition winner, Ryan Reznick. This story depicts a struggling comic book artist who has to interview for a job he does not want. The Interview champions hard work, big dreams, and way too much cheese. These are our top 6 actors for today's show: Heath, Andrew, Revel, Cole, Alejandro, and Versel. Auditioning them today will be our panel of judges: Rob Borrego, Taylor Fredericks, Kathy Rose Center, and me. Judges will tally the final scores at the end of the audition, and the 2 actors with the lowest scores will be sent home. All remaining talent will be invited to the next round of callbacks. Let's begin.
My name is Keith Nelson. I'm 24 years old, and I've been living in Austin for the past 5 years since I started college. I actually heard about Callbacks the first time when they were calling for short film scripts, and then my buddy, Ryan Reznick, got his short accepted, and he encouraged me to apply for the acting side of it. I'm perfect for Carl because he and I know who we are, and we're artists.
This is it, Carl. Your interview starts in 10 minutes.
Come on, Mom. Little Mikey sucks.
Little Mikey's doesn't suck. You and your stoner buddies eat here all the time.
Okay, we're artists, first of all, and we're not stoners. We just get stoned to get inspiration. And besides, you have to be stoned to eat here. Like, really stoned, by the way, because it sucks.
You know what sucks, mister? It's having your adult son living in your spare room, eating all of your food, and spending all of his time getting stoned and writing cartoons.
Comics, Mom.
Sweetie, your dad and I just need you to take a little initiative here. We'd really like for you to put your best foot forward.
All right, fine. Best foot forward.
Judges, do you have any notes?
Yeah, I would say this, Keith. I remember your initial audition. I think that you did well this time. It was an improvement from last time. As far as your character believability goes. So I don't know what you did, but keep up the good work. That's my recommendation.
I'll say I was very impressed with how quickly you jumped into Carl's character and how well you vibed with the mom. I don't have any notes.
Thank you so much.
My name is Cole McHugh. I am 24 years old and I have lived in Austin for 24 years. The city just fosters such an environment of creativity, and it really doesn't matter what industry you're in. Everybody here just finds a way to be creative and unique, and they want to create. And as a creative person and an actor, I mean, that's all I could ask for.
This is it, Carl. Your interview starts in 10 minutes.
Oh my God, come on, Mom. Little Mikey's? This place freaking sucks.
Little Mikey's does not suck. You and your stoner buddies eat here all the time.
Stoner, but okay, we're artists, Mom. And just so you know, you literally have to be stoned to eat here. Like, really stoned, because it sucks.
You know what sucks, mister? It's having your adult son living in your spare room, eating all of your food, and spending all his time getting stoned and writing cartoons.
They're comics, Mom.
Your dad and I just need you to take a little initiative here. And we really like to see you put your best foot forward.
Okay. All right. Best foot forward. But not because I want to. 'Cause I'm doing this for you guys.
Thank you. Any notes from the judges?
Cole, I personally think you killed it in there, man. Not only the chemistry, which is very important, I think, and I may be wrong here from the other judges, is that this character isn't angry with his mom. He's apathetic to the whole situation. I think you played that just perfectly. That's what I was looking for.
Thank you.
I'd like to add, I felt your pain.
It's real.
I think what you did really well in is the pacing of it.
And personally, I thought you improved like tenfold since the pre-screening round. So
Thank you.
great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That means a lot.
My name is Revel Wicks. I'm 20 years old. I would say I moved here when I was 6. I feel great. You know, I want to first give thanks to the Lord, give thanks to God for this awesome opportunity. Just always making sure I'm staying humble, staying positive, staying happy always and stuff, being thankful for the little things.
This is it, Carl. Your interview starts in 10 minutes.
Come on, Mom. Little Mikey sucks.
Little Mikey's does not suck. You and your stoner buddies eat here all the time.
We're artists, Mom. It's like you have to be really stoned to eat here. Like, really, really stoned because it sucks.
You know what sucks, mister? Is having your adult son living in your spare room, eating all of your food, and spending all his time getting stoned and writing cartoons.
Comics, Mom.
Your dad and I just need you to take a little initiative here. We'd really like to see you put your best foot forward.
All right, Mom. Best foot forward.
Judges, did you have any notes?
Yeah, Rev, I like the passion. I think that it was a little too much in the beginning for my taste, but then you kind of toned it down, and I think you finished strong.
So it's a little too over the top for me, but like I love how passionate you are, and I think you got a long way to go, but I think you're on the right track, bro.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
I have a little different take on what they were saying. I love when somebody goes over the top because then we can always dial it back down a little bit. What I really, really did like the most is how you gave us a contrast between that big energy and then at the very, very end, you just completely stopped and paused and put your head down. That silence between is super important. So I love that.
Thank you so much.
My name is Andrew Ozuna. I'm 23 years old and I lived in Austin, Texas for 13 years. I feel really grateful. At the end of the day, it's about getting in the room and just doing what you can do. It's not necessarily about who's the best actor, who's the most talented. It's about who's the best at doing what they do and does it fit the material and the vision of the project.
This is it, Carl. Your interview starts in 10 minutes.
Come on, Mom. Little Mikey sucks.
Little Mikey's doesn't suck. You and your stoner buddies eat here all the time.
We're artists, Mom. You have to be stoned to eat here. You know, like really, really stoned because it sucks.
You know what sucks, mister? Is having your adult son living in your spare room, eating all of your food, and spending all of his time getting stoned and writing cartoons.
Comics, Mom.
Sweetie, your dad and I just need you to take a little initiative here. We'd really like to see you put your best foot forward.
Okay. All right, Mama. Best foot forward. Okay. Button or no button?
Button.
Any notes from the judges?
Yeah, I think, Andrew, your delivery was great. It's all about the delivery of the joke. I was laughing more now with you than I was with the other guys. I mean, it just goes to show that two comedians can tell the same joke, but it's all about the delivery. So I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I really love the way you transitioned from who you are to who the character is as you walked to the door of the car. I appreciated that a lot.
I liked the little subtle improv lines, and I love how frustrated the character seemed in the beginning, and then you're like, okay, I gotta do this for my parents at least, you know, and there's that level of charm right there that really stuck out.
You impressed me during the pre-screening round and that little moment of improv. No notes. Great job.
Thank you so much.
I'm Alejandro Olsen. I'm 21 and I've been living in Austin my whole life. I'm really similar to Carl, and that's why I'd be a good fit for him. With my mom, I kind of have a similar relationship where I'm trying to get through to her that I want to be an actor. I don't want to work some job that I don't like. Like, I don't care if I make minimum wage my whole life. This is like my favorite thing to do. I love being on set.
This is it, Carl. Your interview starts in 10 minutes.
Come on, Mom. We can still go home. Little Mikey sucks.
Little Mikey's does not suck. You and your stoner buddies eat here all the time.
We're artists, Mom. And you have to be really stoned to eat here. Like, really, really stoned. It sucks.
You know what sucks, mister? Is having your adult son living in your spare room, eating all of your food, and spending all of his time getting stoned and writing cartoons.
Comics, Mom.
Your dad and I just need you to take a little initiative here and we'd really like to see you put your best foot forward.
All right, Mom. Best foot forward.
Any notes?
Yeah, I think that was a completely different approach. It started off kind of like a childlike tantrum, but I was kind of waiting, okay, where's the comedy? Where's like the delivery? And then at the end, you didn't even have to say anything. It just made me laugh, that look you made. So I think you hit a lot of points there. I liked it.
I will double down and say I felt your slacker energy.
The thing that I was looking for a little bit more was just a tiny bit more connection with the mom. Great job, though. I think you also improved since the pre-screening round.
Thank you.
My name is Versel Dayup. I am 35 years old, and I've been living in Austin about 5 years. So I've heard acting is basically child's play, and I've been a child for most of my life, and I think it fits well, and I enjoy playing.
This is it, Carl. Your interview's in 10 minutes.
Come on, Mom. Little Mikey sucks.
Little Mikey's does not suck. You and your stoner buddies eat here all the time.
We're artists. And besides, you have to be really stoned to eat here because it sucks.
You know what sucks, mister? It's having your adult son living in your spare room, eating all of your food, and spending all of his time getting stoned and writing cartoons.
Comics, Mom.
Your dad and I just need you to take a little initiative here. We'd really like to see you just put your best foot forward.
Okay, Mom. Best foot forward.
Oh yeah, so Versel, man, I felt honestly the energy was a little too off, a little too serious for my taste for this scene.
There was a moment where I was like, man, is he gonna do something that he's gonna regret to his mom here? Like,
Yeah, it kind of felt like you were defeated before you even started. You started the battle already lost.
I did like the defeated energy. I did get a tiny bit confused because it sounded super aggressive. And in that moment, I was like, I gotta cast this guy for the role of a villain at some point. Thank you so much. Any notes or thoughts on Keith?
I mean, I wasn't really laughing. I mean, I should be laughing. This is a comedy, you know?
he just felt a little too nervous. Maybe it's the platform, but then again, I was like, maybe that's the case. He hadn't been the first one.
So that nervousness worked for me. I had 0 notes on Keith. As far as the comedic aspect, I do agree with you in general, but for this scene, I didn't even necessarily want to laugh. I wanted to connect.
I disagree.
We're gonna be laughing later for sure.
I disagree. There were some good throwaway lines in there. Some of the other guys who did good, they threw the line away. They delivered it great. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I mean, I need to laugh, and I think that he just didn't bring it.
He didn't seem comically distressed. He seemed more petulant.
On to Cole.
I think Cole nailed it. And I think he was pretty consistent with his previous audition.
He was one of the most well-rounded. He leaned into the vulnerability of the character, a little bit of the drama, a little bit of the comedy, and he did connect with the mom.
There was like a very nice use of pacing and subtlety that he delivered really well. I think he brought a different dynamic that just made the character even more charming than what I read on the script.
He, for me, was night and day. Pre-screening round, I was like, he's okay.
He had an excellent exchange with his mom. You could feel the warmth as well as the pain.
And then on to Revel.
I mean, like I said, I think Rebel's got a lot of passion. I think that he started off a little too strong.
But he was extremely polite and really enthusiastic. I loved his energy, but I feel like he needs more time in the business, more time and experience.
I was hoping for more of a little bit different from what we got from the pre-screening round. Maybe he might have homed it in, get a little bit more time with the script, and just kind of maybe try different things on his own. It felt the same.
I think I said this earlier, I like the extreme contrast because we will need that later.
You can't judge him on a scene that he hasn't done yet.
That's true.
I'm sorry, I completely disagree with that. We gotta judge him here and now.
I'm looking overall. Contrast as far as dynamics, volume, personality, energy. I do appreciate that positivity, that energy, that willingness, that eagerness, because those are the people that will say yes when you say, can you make a change?
So Andrew did really good improv. He really did mix it up. And I was laughing. That's like the most important thing. He had me laughing like the whole time.
He was one of the only actors that we saw today that introduced any sort of improv.
Continue on with notes for Alejandro.
For what it was, it just felt a little too theatrical.
Yeah, I absolutely believe he bought in a little too deeply to the slacker energy. And as an actor, his elocution needs work because he mumbles. And literally, I could not understand some of his lines.
The script shows that he has that connection with the mom despite their frustrations, and I was missing that from him on this particular round.
I think the guy's range was phenomenal. I mean, he came in here, he had like, I was empathizing when he was drawing empathy, which I did not think was possible in a comedy skit. And then at the end, like, I was like, okay, where's the comedy? He just boom, hit it on cue. He didn't have to say anything. That's hard to do when you can make someone laugh and you don't have to say a single word. That's what did it for me.
I'd have to watch the tape again to believe we saw the same person.
He had a full range in there.
On to Versel. Let's start with you.
Oh yeah, the energy was just way off for me. I mean, kind of gave the serial killer vibe a little bit. You know, this is a comedy, like I'm trying to laugh. I'm not trying to like feel bad for the mom.
I don't know what was going through his head, but like he seemed really mad at his mom.
I was just waiting for like the suspenseful music to start cueing in. And I was like, Bill, where's this heading? Where are we going, you know?
You know, they say that they understood the job. I had the feeling he didn't understand the job.
While the judges tally their scores, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Firehouse Studios ATX, North Austin's premier hub for in-house film and music production and digital media. Our studio merges legendary creative vibes with state-of-the-art facilities to provide an unmatched home for creatives who not only want to create, but to truly inspire. Firehouse Studios, where the golden age of music and film meets today's top technology. All judges will grade each contestant on key elements of their performance and give a score from 1 to 5 in the following categories: on-camera presence, character believability, delivery of dialogue, chemistry with scene partners, and a bonus category that awards extra points for things like standout moments, well-timed improvisation, and exceptional charisma. Judges will then tally their scores for each actor, giving a maximum score of 25 points per judge and a possible maximum score of 100 points across the board. And now it's time for the elimination round. Actors, thank you today for your energy, time, and hard work. Our judges' decisions are final, and we'll be grading you out of a score of 100. Cole, please step forward. Cole, our judges' decision was a unanimous one. We were looking for things like great on-screen presence, good chemistry with your scene partner, and utmost charisma. Out of a total possible score of 100, our judges gave you a collective score of 94. Congratulations, our judges all agreed you absolutely nailed today's auditions, and for those reasons you were invited to the next round of callbacks. Keith, please step forward. Keith, some of our judges absolutely loved the chemistry you had with your scene partner, while some of our other judges thought the character you portrayed was a bit on the shy side, and we wanted to see a bit more variety in the delivery of your lines. Because of those reasons, our judges gave you a collective score of 76. Our judges would still love to see what you might bring to the table in another round of callbacks. Congratulations, you are invited to the next round of callbacks. Versel, please step forward. Our judges enjoyed the frustration you displayed in parts of your audition, but felt that parts of it were a bit extreme for this particular character. For those reasons, our judges gave you a final score of 49. I'm sorry, Versel, you will not be invited to the next round of callbacks, but we would love to see you audition for future seasons of callbacks. Please say goodbye to your fellow actors. Andrew, our judges thought your performance was well-rounded, charismatic, and showed a wide range of dynamics as far as the delivery, frustration, and vulnerability you gave to the character. Most of all, we were impressed with the improv you did at the very end of your audition, and for those reasons, our decision was unanimous. You received a collective total score of 98. Congratulations, you will be invited to the next round of callbacks. Alejandro, one of our judges absolutely loved your audition, while others thought you did not connect with your scene partner as much as they would have liked. Revel, can we have you step forward next to Alejandro as well? Revel, our judge's decision was a split one. While some of us loved the energy and charisma you brought to your character, some of our other judges believed it was a bit over the top. Revel and Alejandro, one of you will return to the next round of callbacks, but unfortunately, one of you will be leaving us today. Alejandro, you received an overall score of 62. Revel, your total score was 71. I'm sorry, Alejandro, please say your goodbyes. We would still love to invite you to future rounds of callbacks. And congratulations, Revel, you are invited to the next round of callbacks. Tune in next time, where we'll see our top 4 actors audition for the lead role of Carl in the upcoming short film, The Interview.
The comedy is good, I'm laughing, the comedy is good. And how do you get a good comedy? It's all about the delivery of the line. So that's what I'm really looking for here is, are you delivering the line the way it should be delivered? And is it making me laugh?
I am particularly looking for chemistry. I would also like to see raw creativity, something that we don't see in the script, something that they didn't memorize or, hammer into their head, but something that just comes in the moment.
I don't like when actors act, just kind of escape for a little bit. It's not you trying to portray somebody else. It's like, no, I want to see you as this character. You are this character. Embody this role.
The one judge that did really love my stuff, I don't know, it made me think I'd rather have a minority love me than like the majority just like me. So I'm gonna keep doing my thing and hope more opportunities come my way, and I'll definitely be back on callbacks.
Well, disappointed, but everything's a learning process, and I tried doing deadpan, but I guess it was a little too serious. I'm just glad to be here, and I'll be ready for that villain role.
I feel like he was one of the weakest guys, in my opinion.
I disagree with you on that one.
He just kept it super safe.
I would hire him today.
This guy was just too scared to do it. Everyone else was free and brave to do it.
He is our strongest actor.
I'm gonna disagree with all 3 of you again.